Now, don't get me wrong. During the entirety of my life, I always had a deep and a profound respect for books. They were always this like huge beacon of information for me, but I never truly realized it until like March of 2024. By that point, the only real education that I was getting was either from my teachers or from the long form educational videos that I've been watching and that I've been used to watching on YouTube for like the past, I don't know, 13 years of my life. Yeah, probably like that. And so, the thought of reading books, like consistently, never really crossed my mind. I mean, like, books were boring for me back then. Now, don't get me wrong. Of course, I liked to read them most of the time. I read a bunch of books about the universe in the past. I've also read a lot of fun fact books, but also I liked the pictures inside of them. But subconsciously, I thought to myself, why should I read them when I can just get some quick dopamine from YouTube? I mean, like, reading a long book, was it really worth it for me? Was it really worth my time and effort? Now, of course it was, but yeah, I was so immersed in my YouTube addiction back then that it just wouldn't let me go at all. And plus, when you also add on to the fact that I had a lot of trauma from my school textbooks, then yeah, you get a recipe for disaster. And so, most of my knowledge that I got on my self mastery journey until like March of 2024 was either from big content creators that you may already know, or from long form podcasts that I used to watch also. But most of the time, they were just long form educational videos that were long from like 10 minutes all the way to an hour. Yeah, that's usually what I used to watch. And as I was finishing this one really particular video, it was a video about like thinking big and how it can like open so many new life paths for you, how it can improve your life no matter what. The content creator at the end of the video said something very interesting. This whole video was based on the book How to Think Big and Grow Rich, or something like that. I don't remember the exact name of the book, but I think it was that one exactly. And so he said that so this video was entirely based on it. And if I can find like a free PDF so you can download it, I'll put it in the description. And immediately I rushed into the description and I took a look at it. And voila, there it was. I downloaded it and there it was. And the page count said 300. Now keep in mind, this was still like October to November of 2023, back when I was going all out on my self mastery journey for only like 3.5 months. Of course, this was still me who was still plagued by video games, by social media, by you know what. But I wasn't. But don't get me wrong. I wasn't partying. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't taking any drugs. I wasn't smoking. I wasn't doing any of these bullshit. But still, I still remember to this day, literally looking at the page count and saying to myself, "Bro, 300 pages. When the heck am I gonna read this?" And so I just let it there for like. Actually, I haven't even read that book until now. But it's not because I don't like books in general. It is because I just didn't get used to it. Because you see, as time went onwards, I slowly but surely shifted into being a timeless reader, and slowly but surely shifted onto the mental attitude of the best possible version of myself that I can become in this life. I came to appreciate books so much more, and especially after they saved me from a very low that I had on my self mastery journey in March of 2024. That was a huge turning point for me. And yeah, from that point onwards, I started reading like a fanatic. Like, let me tell you, bro. During the summer of 2024, I literally read like 25 books just like that about self mastery. Or you can better know it as self improvement. There were books about discipline, about willpower, about productivity, about resilience, about the mindsets, and stuff like that, you know. just those typical books. And yeah, so you can say that I'm pretty qualified to teach you this stuff. But yeah, the secret superpower that I used back then that can make you truly undefeatable and just like a productive rocket that just goes forward no matter what and doesn't get annihilated in its tracks, that just continues to keep on going forever and forever, even during the most biggest adversity ever. Even when the 99% of people judge you the most and they try to pull you down like those crabs in the bucket, you just continue speeding forward like a bullet. The strategy that I used back then is that I shifted my dopamine source from YouTube to books. And I truly realized just how overpowered this was, and just how subconsciously I actually did it. I didn't have to, I never had to came up with this myself. I just slowly did it over time. A couple of days ago, I I finished something very important in my self-mastery journey. I finished one phase of it and I moved on to another phase. This phase that I was on lasted for like 1.5 months and I got a lot of new useful information. And so I started a new phase. I'm not gonna specifically tell what I'm gonna start grinding now, but yeah, you'll see. You'll get surprised, my timeless reader. Just so you know, when I go up, which will be very, very soon, you'll go up with me. And so, between both of these long periods that there are basically like phases on my self mastery journey that I go through. So focus on specific subjects of it, on specific aspects, if you want to conceptualize it like that. I always take like a 1 day long period where I just have a rest day off. Now don't get me wrong. This is not like a huge rest day where I just wake up at 7 a.m. Instead, I watch like 12 hours of YouTube just like how I used to did it in when I was like 14 years old on the weekends. It's not me going on a jackathon where I jack like 10 times per day. No, no, no. It's none of this shit. I still wake up at 5 a.m. I still exercise. I still hug a tree in my backyard. I still go on my trampoline even though it is like 3 degrees Celsius outside, which is normal in my country around a time like this. And so yeah, I found out that of course I still watch like half an hour of YouTube videos. You cannot stop me from that. I mean, it's gonna take like decades before I truly annihilate and leave this addiction in the dust. But yeah, after those like 30 minutes were over, I was just sitting there and I just had no idea what to do. I didn't want to quite open that new chapter of my life yet. But then again, I still had like a whole 10 hours ahead of me that I could literally invest into anything. And guess what was the first thing that I got on my mind? It was the thought of wanting to read books, and specifically books about manifestation. And so, yeah, the rest is history. I ended up reading for like 3 hours straight. Then I went on my trampoline and I did like more of this stuff later, but you understand the point. The way that you truly become undefeatable is that you shift the energy that you put into your bad habits and you shift the place and you shift the focal point of where you concentrate that attention onto your good habits. You make the good habits your dopamine source. Now, don't get me wrong. This is in the long term, this is a process that will truly take you decades to overcome. Because when you think about it, we, and especially for watching videos like these, we've been hooked onto YouTube, onto video games, pretty much ever since we were like 2 years old. So they are deeply engraved into your subconscious mind. But don't get me wrong, you can make huge amounts of progress in just 1 year. Because think about it. During that span of like a year, and give or take a couple of months, between that October of 2023 and February of 2025, like a year and 4 months lasted. That's nothing in the long term, brother. That's literally just nothing that can pass any single time. And all I did was just that I started putting more and more attention onto the good side of my self mastery journey. I just started I just started spending less and less time on my bad habits and started putting more and more of that time onto the productive side of my life. And that's how I slowly done it. I actually even found out that I liked reading more than watching YouTube videos because when you realize it, books are on a higher level than YouTube videos, of course, because YouTube videos they're just meant to hook you. They're meant for the 99% of people that aren't very intelligent. But yeah, books are for the more advanced people, the ones that can think in more advanced cognitive processes, if that makes sense. They can they can bring you so many new ideas because they were written by experts who actually know what they are talking about. So it is way more beneficial for you to go and learn about discipline, not from me. Of course, I still give you good knowledge because my videos are like podcasts, meaning that I don't give you any bullshit edits. I just give you straight up the knowledge. But it will be still more beneficial for you if you read Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, right? If you want to learn, for example, about productivity, then you can learn then you can read the 4 hour work week. If you want to learn about how to how to build a strong inner circle and how to have power over anyone in your local area, then you can go read the 48 laws of power. The options are limitless, my friend. All you need to do is realize what the pain point of you doing what the pain point of you doing that bad habit is. And then you must channel that energy, that attention that you put onto that focal point, and you must solve it through the good habits because they've been rinsing you dry, brother. They've been stealing your attention for long enough. And this is how you become slowly but surely unstoppable. You realize this and you just completely shift. You completely shift the attention that you put from the unproductive side into a productive side. And over the course of a year, you will literally shift from one polar end to the other. Just like how I shifted from one polar end, so getting knowledge from YouTube, to the other, so by reading books. It's literally just that easy. That's how you become unstoppable. And you don't have to just apply this to books. You can apply it to anything in general, any kind of good habit that you can think about. Of course, there's a polar opposite of it. So, like, I don't know, exercising, sitting on the couch, I don't care. You basically need to just find the focal point that you enjoy about it the most, or the hidden problem that has been the pain point of you actually doing it the entire time. And you must learn how you can get it. You must learn how to get that dopamine from that good habit. That's literally it. That's how you crack the code, and that's how you basically win in this life. You just need to shift the attention where you put that energy into something better for yourself. Okay? And of course, you need to still fall in love with the new good habit that you do. So like how I so it didn't take me, of course, I still knew that books were very good for me, but I didn't truly appreciate their magic like until like 8 months of being in my self mastery journey, right? You still need to spend some time with the good habit and you must get to know it. Like for example, a girl won't fuck you 6 months into the relationship, right? She must get she has to get you known better. And it will take you like a year probably. Well, I'm judging this based on the fact that you're basically like the 14-year-old version of myself that I'm recording these videos for. So don't get mad if if that's not the case for you. So yeah, so if you're basically advanced like me, then yeah, you can do this anytime. But yeah. So you need to fall in love with a good habit. You must get to know it better, and you must get to know all of the good aspects of it and all of the negative aspects of it. And then you must make the choice of switching your attention from from the negative one that you're doing right now, spend less and less time on it as the weeks go by, and spend more and more time on the good habit as the weeks go by. Okay? This is how you become truly undefeatable, my timeless reader. This is how you do it. This is what the 99% of people don't know what to do, don't know how to do it. This is how we can truly and utterly annihilate them and leave them in the dust. And plus, if you want to annihilate them and leave them in the dust even more, then I highly suggest that you should go check out Timeless Reader's Mindsets in the description. It is my course that will make you truly stronger mentally, and it will help you overcome any adversity that comes your way, any life test, any trauma, any negative thought. It will all go away, and your entire mindset will shift forever. Your entire subconscious mind will get reprogrammed to the point where you'll be undefeatable. So yeah, you would be an absolute fool to miss out, especially with the discount that is happening over there right now. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you